I'm here to educate you the benefits of ancestors because I know some of you guys do not know the benefits of ancestors. Ancestors will protect you. Ancestors will guide you. Ancestors will heal you. Ancestors will make sure you succeed. Imagine looking for a job or you have a business. They will make sure you succeed. Your ancestors will stand as parents. Like some of you guys that are orphan, you don't have any physical parents. Physically, you don't have parents, but spiritually, you do. Your ancestors, they work in team, in group. There are so many of them. They will fight for you. They will make sure you are successful. They will guide you in the right path, just like your spirit guide, your guiding angel that are with you. Your ancestors, if you are a spiritualist or you're making mistake with your practices, your ancestors will come and show you, this is the way. This is the way you should do it. Because nowadays, a lot of us who don't do the things that our ancient ancestors used to do. Especially when you're taught by a physical person, not by spirits. Your ancestors that have practiced it before, they will come and show you ways. Your ancestors are powerful. Your ancestors are powerful. I repeat, your ancestors are powerful. Your ancestor can do things that you never believed that is possible just for you to succeed on this earth. Your ancestor will make sure you get married and stay in that marriage. Yeah. Just like some parents in the physical, they will make sure that your children gets married and succeed. You know how in African tradition, marriage is so important. If there is something that is hindering you, your ancestors, your parents, your grandparents that have passed to the afterlife, your family member, they will come to remove hindrances to make sure you stay there, to make sure you have children, to make sure you succeed. Your ancestors are not evil. Anyone that have passed to the afterlife that was never an evil person does not automatically become an evil person once they pass to the afterlife. Hear that. I repeat. Anyone that was not an evil person when they were living does not automatically become a bad person when they go to the afterlife. They continue to be good people. There are divine ancestors that have integrity, that are honest, that does not take bribe. Your ancestors will help you to make sure you're out of those sufferings that you're suffering now. Because many of our ancestors that have lived well before they pass to the afterlife, they know how to help you. It's hard for me to really put it in the video to explain to you. Your ancestors can be your guiding angels. Your ancestors can bring many things for you that you never believe. They can heal you, like those ones that used to heal with roots and herbs. If you're sick and you go and call upon your ancestors, those ones that have practiced it before will come and heal you. In your dream, you see you're receiving a healing, and physically you'll be healed. That is how they are. Your ancestors can impart you with supernatural abilities. Those ones that when they were alive, they used to impart people, and you go to them, they will impart you. Spiritually, you see it that they are imparting you. Physically, the benefit, the manifestation will happen. Some of the people who teaches me spiritual things are ancestors. The ancestors are not only just from my family lineage. This is ancestors in all Africa, like the ones that likes my cause, and they align to what I represent. People that support my work, they will come and show me things and teach me things and guide me. Ancestors, our ancestors are powerful. Everyone has ancestors, regardless of your race, regardless of your religion, your practices, you have ancestors. Some things that we are suffering these days, we won't have suffered it if we know our ancestors, if we know our ways of our ancestors. When you go to your ancestors and you're connecting with your ancestors, praying to them, feeding them, giving them the necessary offerings and sacrifices, they will now begin to align with you and make sure you succeed. Make sure nothing evil happens to you. Many people do not connect to ancestors nowadays. So you guys that are connecting to the ancestors, they will now begin to give those times to you. Your ancestors are not evil. Even in the Western world, the people venerate their ancestors very often. Halloween is dedicated for dead people. Do you know that? But in African tradition, they are going to say ancestor is evil. When you see your ancestors in dream and they ask you to feed them, it means that your ancestors are eager to have food. Feed them. When you give them food, they love eating food, drinks, offerings. Give them, pray with your ancestors. Use calabash chalk, red kola nuts. Give them libation. Cook for them. As long as you're eating, you always have food. Feed your ancestors. Once in a while, when you can afford it, you can even give them sacrifices. You must do divination. Those sacrifices, if it's animal sacrifices, you must go through a spiritualist to elevate them, to strengthen them. Listen, if you're not connecting to your ancestors, you're missing a lot. Religion teaches you to fear your ancestors, to think that your ancestors are evil. It's not like that. From childhood, I have always had contact with my ancestors, with people that died, even though they are not connected to my family line. Anyone that is going to die in my family or around or neighbors, they come to me. Before that person pass, when someone dies, they have certain days before they go transit. They always come to me first. I did not call them. I don't call, I didn't even know how to call upon ancestor at those times, but they always come. They will come to me and tell me what killed them, what is going on in the afterlife, and what is going on in their life while they are in the afterlife. Some of them have not even transited. Some of them are still roaming around because of the cause of their death, what happened to them. We are supposed to be doing like rituals to help them transit to the afterlife easier. Some people will not even bury someone that is dead. They will keep it for months, even years before they bury the torture. Listen, your ancestors are so powerful. When you start venerating your ancestors, there is a lot of crime in the communities these days that will stop. Your ancestors that used to be powerful people, healing, magicians, warriors, spiritualists that can manifest many things, and you people are overlooking those ancestors. Sometimes some people, they'll be saying, they want to travel to this country to go and get powers. Listen, in all Africa, there is people who used to do it more powerfully, like people that are doing it now in the afterlife. If you contact them spiritually, they will impart you those power that you're going to look for somewhere else. And people do not know that they will give you the power spiritually to manifest physically. Our ancestor comes from different dimension. Just like we have our birth dimension, our elements. These are English languages. But when you're born, you're going to know who. If you check your dreams, you check your spiritual life, you're definitely going to know where you reincarnated from. I have ancestors from water, from air, from fire, from earth, from everywhere. Our ancestors are powerful. And you'll be losing out when you don't connect with them. Feeding your ancestors, make them to have good relationship with you, to always stand for you. The same way you go to deities, you go to angels, you go to divine spirits to help you manifest things. Your ancestors will do it for you. And they work in group, There are so many powerful. And they used to have all these elders who come, they have a meeting, they will make decisions. The same way they used to do in the physical world, they do it in the afterlife the same way. So if there is something that is rightfully yours and someone is preventing you using evil powers or whatever, once you go and summon your ancestor and table the problems, they will bring the case. They will look into it, they will judge it, and they will give you what is yours. The afterlife is very beautiful, but since people do not know how the afterlife works, this is why you're all afraid. You are all keeping away. Connect to your ancestors and start getting the benefits, blessings, abundance, protection.